Hello, I'm back for another episode of Held Dominance. Anthony here, your host, and please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. And it's his finals day as the men's and women's World Cup finals are played out at Old Trafford, as Australia's Jillaroos face New Zealand's Ferns, while in the men's, Australia faced Samoa to close out this year's tournament. So we come to this part of the tournament where it's a close, with two World Cup finals being played at Old Trafford in this double header, as the Australia's women face New Zealand's women in the first final of the day, and we'll look at that first. Australia demolished Papua New Guinea to ease their way into the Women's Rugby League final. The Jillaroos nilled their opponents while running away 82 points of their own, and it was the third team that they have kept scoreless in this year's tournament, with New Zealand the only side that they have conceded to as they played each other in the group stages. The Kiwi Ferns scored 8 in that game, but it wasn't enough to get the better of the Australians, and they will need to go up a level to prevent the Jillaroos from lifting the trophy. New Zealand overpowered hosts England in the semi-final clash last week, and while they will be competitive here, the Australians have the edge and should prevail in what is likely a low-scoring encounter. Only 18 points were scored in their pool clash, and the wet conditions expected. It would be a big surprise if a big score came out of this, with the top two teams, Wingheimer and Tongs, would be champions. So on to the teams. First of all, Australia. Sammy Bremner, Julia Robinson, Jessica Surgis, Isabel Kelly and Eviana Pelite are the back five, with Tyron Aitken at standoff and Ali Brigginshaw looking for a third Rugby League World Cup win in a row. Shannon Matto, Keely Davis and Kennedy Sherrington are the front three, with Yasmin Clydesdale and Kenzie Apps is captain. Simiyama Tuafa is the loose forward to complete the starting lineup for the Jillaroos. Lauren Brown, Emma Tongato, Shaylee Bent and Caitlin Johnston are from the interchange. For New Zealand, Appy Nichols is at fullback with Autumn Rain Stevens-Daly, Melly Hufanga, Paige McGregor and Madison Bartlett all coming in at the back line, with Abigail Roche and women of the Golden Boot winner Racine McGregor in at scrum half. Brianna Clark, Captain Crystal Rotter and Annette Claudia Nuulasala are the front row, while Roxette Murdoch-McSilla, Amber Hall and Georgia Hale complete the starting lineup. We're looking at the bench of New Zealand now. Nita Maynard, Maya Hill-Moana, Otessa Pule and Crystal Stowers completes the lineup. This time for the Hacker from the women's New Zealand side. We open up the scoring in the first half through Australia as the ball finds its way out the back to Bigginshaw, who finds Surgis a gap and she surges past two would-be New Zealand defenders to score right at the posts. 4-0 to Australia. Here it is again, just a set play across the field of play. Bigginshaw found that Surgis, who surges past two defenders to score right at the posts for his 6th Rugby League World Cup try. Bigginshaw with the first kick of the game. Attempt to make it 6-0. And by the bounce of the post, she scores to make it 6-0. Australia back on the attack, coming into the 14th minute, and Bigginshaw finds a gap herself, and a pass out wide is caught by the fullback. And Australia are on the 4th tackle and last tackle and deep in New Zealand's half, and the ball goes wide to Kelly, who goes over for her first try of the game. Just a simple play, floated ball out wide, and Kelly scores the try. Australia had set up quickly to go out to the left-hand edge, and this ball out wide to Isabel Kelly puts out a few New Zealand defenders to let the winger score in the corner. Good effort by Australia. 10 points to 0. Bigginshaw with a second attempt, but unfortunately she pulls it to the right. 10-0. It wasn't until the 26th minute when Australia scored again. Bigginshaw again pulling the strings, and a kick out wide is collected by Chapman, who goes over in the right side of the pitch for a try. The 3rd one of the game for Australia. What a good effort. Apologies, it was Robinson. And this kick from Bigginshaw just bounces up perfectly for Robinson, and the winger goes over. May would be wearing number 10, but she is playing on the wing today. Bad defending by the New Zealanders, trying not to tackle the player in the air, but didn't commit afterwards. Then it was too late, and Robinson goes in for a 3rd Australia try. Bigginshaw with another attempt, but again misses the target, and it's 14 points to 0. Australia will turn to the interchange bench, and they are just as formidable as the Australian starting forwards. And Aitken starts running the show on the left-hand side, finds the ball out to Isabel Aitken, who has been given the try. And Australia are 18 points to 0 up as we're coming towards half-time. After the attempted high tackle and the hand in the face, Australia find themselves in the New Zealand 20. And when the ball gets out to Aitken, Kelly gets through three would-be New Zealand tacklers and scores on that left edge. Good effort from the number 5. Lauren Brown has now taken over the kicking for Australia, and she's successful with the boot. 20 points to 0. It's half time, and the Jillaroos look comfortable at 20 points to 0. We're moving to the second half, and the first points, as you would expect, go to Australia. And after the ball back inside by Aitken, it is Emma Tonegata who goes over underneath the sticks for another Australia try, and the first of the half. Here it is again, an inside ball, drawing players in, and then it just lets Tonegata go over underneath the sticks. Simple play, inside ball. It was Bigginshaw with the inside ball. Change sides, still the same result. Brown sets up for a second attempt, and she's successful once again. 26-0. Australia are playing with no fear at this point, and after a great break from the fullback, it's Surgis who rolls over for the second try of her World Cup match. Australia are now up to 30 points to nil. It's that player again, Ali Brigginshaw, causing havoc, and the offload to Apps sees her offload to Surgis, and she bouncing bomb roll over the try line for yet another Australia score. 4 more points to the total. It's only going one way this final. Brown again with the kick, and she's successful with the kick. 32 points to nil. Australia are now in a groove, and they've reached the last tackle on the 20-metre line of New Zealand and run it to begin with. And Kelly's offload finds Brigginshaw yet again, and a kick across the field finds Robinson, who goes over the try line. Does she bounce it though? Does she knock it on? Well, the referee thinks that she does, but hands it upstairs to see onside, offside, and also what the grounding was like. So straight away, everyone's onside at the kick, up behind the kicker. Then there's a challenge. Was there a blocker there? I don't know. And it goes to the grounding. Or was that just enough? A little bit of a blocker. Having another look at it. Bit of a block there, I would have thought. And then the challenge comes in from the New Zealander. I think she loses the ball. They're not looking at the block. They feel it's fine. But she clearly loses the ball. And the video ref confirms no try this time. Still 32 points to nil. Australia are returning the ball after that no try, but they go down the left hand side and find a gap down the left edge for their winger. And then a speculative ball back inside finds their number 12 going over, and Aitken scores Australia's latest try, as it's confirmed by the referee. So it's all set up on the 45-metre line, and Taryn Aitken finds a gap out wide for her winger. And Aitken is there asking for the ball back, and she receives it. Then she just has a free run to the line to score another Australia points. 4-pointer. Just well awareness of the winger, making sure of the pass, and also the players in support. Good effort, and the coaching staff love it. Brown is 3 from 3. Can she make it 4 from 4? She does indeed. 38 points to nil to the Australians. After seeing out the Australians, it was New Zealand's turn to attack, and attack they did. And on the 4th tackle, the run to the left wing found Madison Bartlett to go over for the biggest cheer of the game so far, as New Zealand gets on the score sheet. This all came about a penalty on Amber Hall, as there was still hands on her when she was trying to play the ball, and she took full advantage of that. Hall was the one that offloaded the ball, and McGregor found Crystal Rotter, whose ball out wide to Paige McGregor, who handed it on to her winger, Madison Bartlett, went over in the corner. Great effort from New Zealand. Here it is again. McGregor to Rotter, to Paige McGregor with the basketball pass, and then Bartlett goes in the corner. Golden Boot winner for the women's game is on kicking duty, but she hasn't got the length this time. 38 points to 4. After a stoppage due to an injury to Racine McGregor, which she recovered from after initial thoughts that it was worse than it was, Australia are on the attack again, and they attack the post. And Cherrington gets over the try line, and she feels that she has got the ball down. So do all her Australian teammates and the referee. Let's see if the grounding is successful. So they just needed one look at this. The ball is down there. That's a try. And the decision is given. Australia. Goals. 42 points to 4. Brown again is on kicking duty. And it's 44 points to 4. 13 minutes left. It looks like Australia's to take on. Here's the run again. Against the green. And she gets 4, New Zealander defenders. Right time. Straight from the kickoff, it's Australia again, and they've reached the 5th tackle, and a kick over the top, a short kick. Finds Aitken and Sherrington again, this time underneath the sticks for her second try. A brace for the Australian women's player. Great effort. Great kick on the inside, watching the run, and then Kelly gets the ball, finds the support unselfishly, and Kennedy Sherrington goes in underneath the posts. What a good kick that is. Great chase, great support, and Sherrington gets a double. Brigginshaw is back on kicking duty from right in front. And it's 50 points to 4. 10 minutes to go. Australia are rampant at this point. After the kickoff, they're back down in the New Zealand 10 at 30. And Brigginshaw's pass goes to the floor. And there's a suspicion of forward pass there by Aitken's pass. But Polite makes something of it as the referees don't give it. And the big winger goes in on the left edge. Try is given, and it's 54 points to 4. Big, tough, fast, and unstoppable Polite. It's probably sealed the World Cup at this point. Here it is, a coast-to-coast play after Brigginshaw and Aitken set up Polite. Sure that didn't bounce forward, or wasn't going forward. But Eviana Polite makes the best of it, beating 4 players to score in that corner. Could be an argument for flat ball at that point, but I still think it was a bit forward, but hey ho, wasn't going to make too much difference. Brigginshaw attempts another kick. It's not long enough and it hits the post. 54 points to 4. And the final hooter goes, and Australia have won the Rugby League World Cup in the women's draw, and the celebrations can begin for the women's side. The crowd gets bigger and bigger. Trophy ceremony will be celebrated loudly and proudly for the Australians. Australia can celebrate with Ali Brigginshaw there, who has won their 3rd Rugby League World Cup in a row. Most of any female rugby league player. Now New Zealand can go and get their medals for putting up a valiant display against Australia. Rugby League World Cup chair there, John Dutton, helping handing out the medals for the runners-up in this year's World Cup for the women's draw. Been some good performances, especially against England in the semi-final. I'm going to let this play through a little bit, as New Zealand valiant, not quite there yet, still have the option. Some decent players in the squad as well, especially when they have the Golden Boot winner, Racine McGregor. someone to build the team around. Commiserations to New Zealand. Now from Troy Grant, the Rugby League World Cup winners get their medal. Might have kissed on the cheek, but hey ho. Make do with that a little bit. Great effort from all the players. Medals to show they are world champions, part of this Rugby League World Cup 2021 squad who goes on pick up a trophy. And now the Australia leadership group for the Rugby League World Cup team of Australia, as women, go on to celebrate lifting that trophy. Congratulations to the Australian women as they go home with the glory and the trophy. And that's it. Australia's women are the world champions after winning this World Cup final 54 points to 4. Wow, what a performance from the Jillaroos. They blew away New Zealand, unfortunately, but who could you say deserve it better to be in the final of the Rugby League World Cup? But now onto the men's tournament, and we see Australia, who edged out New Zealand in what was described as one of the best rugby league games of all time, with the Kangaroos now just 80 minutes away from defending their Rugby League World Cup, coming up against Samoa, who made history by booking their spot in the Rugby League World Cup final for the first time in their history, as they secured a stunning upset over host England in Golden Point thriller at the Emirates Stadium last week. In what was a grueling affair between Australia and New Zealand, Mal Meninga's side controlled proceedings in the second half and did enough to prevail by 2 points, and the coach looks likely to roll with the same 17, earning Australia their place in the final. Stephen Crichton, who was the hero as he dropped the goal that separated the teams, but the Samoans will have to come up against another injury blow, with Fata Manu Brown forced to miss the final with a head knock, although Martin Tupou could make a timely return to the side. Australia are on the cusp of clinching the Paul Barriere Trophy for the 11th time after they saw off the #1 ranked side in the world in the semi-finals. The Kangaroos edged past the pulsating New Zealand in a pulsating contest against New Zealand to set up the final against surprise package Samoa. After suffering a 60 points to 6 loss to England in the opening game of the tournament, Samoans have improved on every single game and also gained their revenge in that semi-final. They had to dig deep to clinch Golden Point, as they showed the character as well as quality. They will need to be at the very top of the game if they are to stun the world and lift the trophy here. And while they'll be in the game, the fairy tale ending is unlikely, as Australia will be able to win by 13 points plus in some categories. So as expected, the Australians do not make many changes to the side. Basically everyone who started the game last time out are back in, with James Tedesco captain at fullback, Valentine Holmes, Jack Whiten and Latrell Mitchell at centres, with Josh Addo-Carr looking to add more tries to his already massive amount of total. Munster and Cleary get the nod as the half-back pairing, with Jake Trbojevic, Ben Hunt and Regan Campbell-Gillard at the front row. Liam Martin and Angus Crichton start off in the second row, with Isaiah Yeo looking to continue his impressive performance in this tournament. Harry Grant, Patrick Carrigan, Cameron Murray and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui are the bench players for Australia in this game. For Samoa, the impressive Joseph Suali'i is at fullback, with Brian Toto, Stephen Crichton, Tim Lifey, Tyler May, Jerome Luai and Anthony Milford completing the backs, with Royce Hunt, Chanel Harris Tavita, who's looking for a fairy tale upon the fairy tale of a Samoan win in his last game now in rugby league as a whole. Junior Paulos escapes another banning opportunity to start the game, with Liggy Sao, Jaden Sua and Oregon Kafusi at loose forward. On the bench, Kelma Tuolagi, Josh Papali'i, Spencer Liniu, Martin Tapau completes the Samoan lineup. Now the Civital for Samoa. We're into the third minute, and the first call that went Australia way comes from this kick from Harris Tavita from inside the 40. Australia chasing back with Valentine Holmes and James Tedesco. Tedesco gets it, but did it hit the line there? There's no flag from the linesman, there's no referee call, there's no also video referee intervention. Australia playing the ball out, but did that ball touch the line? Here it is. Tedesco batters it and it hit the white line. Australia got away with one. Australia get the closest sight of the line after Harry Grant plays the ball. Ben Hunt grubber goes into the in-goal area, but it's diffused by Jerome Luai. He diffuses it inside his own dead ball in-goal area for a dropout to Samoa, by Samoa, for Australia to receive. Off the dropouts, Australia are back in the Samoan 10-metre line. First sniffs of the line go to Australia, and they fling the ball out wide. And after Brighton is bundled up by Crichton. They go left on the last tackle. The ball is swung out by Nathan Cleary to Latrell Mitchell, who barges his way over for the opening try of the game. Australia have points on the board in this final. Here it is. First of all, the ball was knocked back into the in-goal area. Jerome Luai could only ground it to stop the attack. And then Mitchell's dummy and strength got him over the line past Joseph Suwali and Brian Tuttle. Good effort by the big Australian and Sydney Rabbitohs player to score the first try. Nathan Cleary's first attempt at Old Trafford. His kick is on target, hasn't got the lengths, hits the bar. 4-0 Australia. Australia 5 minutes later are receiving the ball after a Samoan set, and Valentine Holmes takes the first tackle. The second tackle sees Samoa's defence dripping up and down, and Josh Adokar sees the man offside and breaking the line for James Tedesco to be in support to score underneath the posts. Australia extend their lead 8-0. Here is that try. After Samoa were caught offside, there was some poor defending from John Luai. Harris Tavita not being able to catch up with James Tedesco as Australia were clinical. Can't tell who number 23 is, I've forgot at this point, but it was just a simple try for Australia. It was Oregon Kafusi was called to be offside, but he got back and didn't make the tackle. Otherwise, Nathan Cleary makes it 10-0. After a decent spell of possession for Samoa, we come up to the 30-metre line, mark even, and at halfway, Australia are back on the attack. Harry Grant is spoiling for an attack, and Cameron Munster is looking for gaps. They're attacking this right edge, Australia, they've decided, and Nathan Cleary gets hit well off Martin Tapau. And on the last, they duck to the right, and Harry Grant finds Liam Martin, who gets over the try line, who thinks that he scored Australia's third try. But the referee, Ashley Klein, asked video ref Chris Kendall, have a look at it, saying no try. Here's what they're looking at. Does the two arms push the ball down for grounding? He's got it in his left. Let goes with his in his right and pushes down with his left. Does he get the grounding? Does the hands separate from the ball? Does he still have control? I'm not sure. Left hand come off. Might still have a finger on it there. Let's see what the video referee says. He says try, and Liam Martin gets Australia to 14-0. They're favourites now for this final. Cleary with his third attempt. This time it sails to the left of the post. Still 14-0. A good first half in Australia's favour as they are winning 14-0. Count Samoa out of it quite yet. Now in celebration of 7 ultra marathons of 40 miles per day, Kevin Sinfield at halftime walked out to a hero's reception at Old Trafford as he has raised over £1.3 million in 7 days for motor neuron disease and other charities. I'm going to leave it to him to hear what he says as the fans at Old Trafford give him a rousing response.
Congratulations, you.
Yeah, thank you, Sally. That team is incredible. I think you all know why. Rob Burrow, Donny Weir, Stephen Darby, Ed Slater, the full M&D community, the full rugby league community have got behind the M&D community. I can't thank you enough.
Kevin, you have done 7 ultra marathons in 7 days. You said you were just going for a run for a mate. What kept you going?
That exact thought. It's all about friendship and the love for Rob. I know that everybody feels the same way that I do about Rob Burrow. He's an absolute champion. The way the Burrow family have been so courageous and brave. We just want to be a great friend, and if we can all try and be a bit of a better friend from time to time, I think we have a bit of a better place to live in.
Kevin, you set out to raise £777,000. A few moments ago, I checked. The total so far is £1,366,000, and it's going up with every minute. What's your message to the people who've supported you?
It's just a massive thank you. We've met some incredible people along the journey from Edinburgh. But there's one thing for sure, that our country cares. It cares about people who need help, and that MND community need us. They need support, they need love, and we've got to find a cure. And I can't thank people enough for the support along the sidelines, but for voting with the money as well. To be here tonight is incredibly special for our team. Can't thank people enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for Kevin Sinfield and his amazing support team.
Australia are seeing out the 6 minutes, but before half time. And Crichton's ball passed back inside by Valentine Holmes sees Crichton pick up the ball after he knocks on. Now, what has happened here? As Chanel Harris Tavita is down on the floor. He looks, yes, he was out. As soon as it happened, so someone shouldn't have turned him over for one. But let's see what happens. There's the knock on. Brighton does that. Bang. What has gone on there? We need a better view of that, as Harris Tavita is in trouble. Here it is. Bang. He led with his forearm, elbow. Oh dear. Brighton could be in serious trouble here. No matter what happens with Crichton, it looks like that Harris Tavita's tournament is over. And his rugby league career is over because of an elbow to the face. Doctor is walking him off. Now the referee is calling for Crichton. I'll report up for 10 minutes. Let's see what happens with Samoa now that they are facing 12 men. Australia are down to the final 4 minutes of the sin binning. Doesn't matter. As Nathan Cleary's pass finds Cameron Murray off the bench, who goes over on the left corner. Great read on the last tackle, and good short ball to find the Rabbitoh some space to score in the World Cup final. After Munster's one-on-one steal, despite the ball being down on the floor, Spencer Lenny who loses the ball, and after Milford tries to dive in to stop the pass, the ball it goes to Cam Murray from the main man, that is Nathan Cleary for the Panthers, for him to set up the skipper from the Rabbitohs. Cleary on the run up for his second conversion out of 4. 20 points to 0 to Australia with only 2.5 minutes left on sin binning for Crichton. Australia back up to 13, attack down the left-hand side, and they work the ball out to Josh Adokar, who gets past Brian Toto, who kicks back inside for the recently returned Angus Crichton, who, looking at Munster, says that he lost the ball. But the video referee is being called upon to find out if there was a score. According to the referee, it's no try on the field. So first of all, they're checking the onside offside for Crichton if he's onside at the kick. Both feet have to be behind. Looks fine to me, as he's kicking it dead on the line, and Crichton's both feet are behind the line. Crichton gives it a bit of time. But the covering defender, who's Anthony Milford, doesn't get there in time, but Crichton loses it anyway. It's a knock-on. And that is confirmed by the video referee. No try, knock-on. Samoa restart on the 20th line. Samoa uses that restart to start attacking down the left-hand side of the pitch, and they're in Australian territory, 30 metres out. And Luai and Papali'i are getting the ball moving. Samoa 20 minutes away from closed out, and so still have 20 minutes to get back into it. Jerome Luai gets amongst the ball, and Brian Toto gets on the end of receiving a pass to score in the right corner. Samoa are on the board. It's 20 points to 4. Old Trafford is buzzing. Toto completing the move. Here it is. Jerome Luai floated over the top pass to Lagi, and he hands it off to Toto to score in the corner. This is all about putting the foot down by Luai, creating a space for the winger to go over in the corner. Might not come to anything, or it might be the start of something this final 20 minutes. Stephen Crichton's first attempt to see if he can get a conversion from the touchline. Couldn't be much harder. And he does better than his club mate to convert to make it 20 points to 6. Australia are looking to come back from that shock score, but a ball on the floor goes eventually into the hands of the big forward, Campbell Gillard. Ben Hunt explodes from acting halfback, finds Nathan Cleary, who finds Munster, and an inside ball to Tedesco finds a gap to score the latest Australian try. Referee Ashley Klein gives the score, and it's 24 points to 6 to Australia. Great effort from the captain, and it's the second try of the game. Australia had the ball in all of their ball players' hands. Hunt, Cleary, Munster, Tedesco. You know, great effort and a good slide down the tunnel. Tedesco's run from deep, excellent effort, and Australia deserved their lead. 24 points to 6 with the gun. Cleary adds the extras. 26 points to 6 with 10 minutes to go. Will it be another win for Australia at this point? We've now reached the 70-minute mark, and Australia's Tino Fasamalawe is on from the bench. And Stephen Crichton tries a one-on-one first of all and brings the man down. Goes back to acting halfback. Ben Hunt's pass is picked off by Crichton, and he runs for that corner. And the young Penrith centre scores for Samoa, his second try. What a scoring record this young man has. Interception try in the semi-final. Won 2 grand finals. Reached another grand final before that. And he's also kicking like a seasoned professional. Just 22 years old. There it is, he just picks it as Ben Hunt scoops from acting halfback. But Crichton scores in the corner. Great work from Marker, and he did the rest. And scores in the corner. Boom. Up, gone. Try time. Now he looks to add the extras to his own kick. To his own try. After the and he strikes the post. Unlucky. 26 points to 10. Australia are being pressurised in the last 2 minutes of the game, but Nathan Cleary produces a 40-20 in the final moments. That sets up Australia for another attacking position as an intruder has come onto the pitch, but it's a 40-20. Play the ball from there. Watch this kick. Fantastic effort. Hasn't been the best in this tournament, Cleary, but that is what he does best. Australia nearly going again through Regan Campbell-Gillard, but they are trying to set up for a left wing play. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this time, but Tedesco gets the ball wide. Liam Martin keeps hold of the ball, finds Ben Hunt, and Cleary's outside ball goes to Latrell Mitchell, who has a gap, and he scores his second try of the game. As Australia are sure to be World Cup final winners. Only 20 seconds left on the clock. And here is that play again. After Martin keeps hold of the ball, he finds Ben Hunt, and then the cutout pass by Nathan Cleary finds Latrell Mitchell, who scores around about 10 metres in from the touchline, finishing off the final in style as the hooter goes. The final conversion was attempted by Josh Adokar, but it missed, and the scoreline finishes 30 points. Oh, it's a drop kick attempt. Yep, all the way across. It's not gone wide. The full-time whistle has gone. That's it. Josh Adokar finishes best leading try scorer of the tournament. Australia are back on top. And that is game, set and match as the Australian men become the Rugby League World Champions yet again. After the game, which was so humbling to me, I saw the Jillaroos, as you see here, doing a guard of honour for the wheelchair men's team. Tino Fasamalawe coming over to congratulate the team as well. Take pictures. But the Jillaroos doing a guard of honour for the ladies, for the wheelchair guys. That is awesome in itself. And they all were watching and they all enjoyed it. More pictures, more love, more rugby league. Thank you to the referees that have them refereeing in this tournament. They have been a decent standard all the way throughout. A couple of decisions went a bit this game, I must admit, but otherwise most of them have been quite anonymous. And now step up Samoa out as they call to collect their runners-up medals for a fantastic tournament. As we all know, 60-0 down in the first game. 60 points to 6 loss, should I say, in the first game. And then go on to get to the Old Trafford for the victory. Well, for the World Cup final. Just missing out on victory. Players all going through, collecting their medals of International Rugby League's chairman, the Honourable Troy Grant from New South Wales. And commiserations go out to the Samoan side. Fantastic effort from them this final. Even Crichton, probably best Samoan player on the day. And the medal goes to all the youngsters. Everyone took part. Everyone was included. And finally comes the captain, Junior Paolo. With someone else's medal. What that young lad got? Oh goodness me. Anyway, what can you do? NCO there. And there is the other May brother, Tyrone May, recovering from his dislocated hip for the final. Australia posing for pictures as Ben Hunt comes sliding in. Now Mal Meninga's men go for their medals. Taylor Cherry Evans wasn't involved in the tournament today, the game today, but was part of the squad. Josh Adokar, leading try scorer. Ruben Cotter, I think that is, yep. All the bench players going through now. All the squad members who played their part in the Rugby League World Cup. Whether it's to help the rest of the team get better or to put some work into the squad or future generations coming in the game. Then it's left to one person to get his final and get the medal finally in the playing squad. Well, there's Mal Meninga getting his medal. Another one for him. John Dutton is there to hand over the trophy as CEO of the Rugby League World Cup. Passes it on to James Tedesco. Goes over to his team. And the celebrations can begin. Now the three teams, the men's wheelchair, well, the wheelchair team, as that's all inclusive. The Jillaroos as well, and also the men's all come together as a celebration of rugby league in this tournament. So good to see them all conversing, getting involved, enjoying themselves, and showing that rugby league is inclusive that much. James Tedesco shaking the hands of every single one of the wheelchair team, as well as Ben Hunt. And then the celebrations can continue as all three trophies are together for one picture. They're all world champions. They're all part of this Rugby League World Cup. Samoa, not quite there, but did their nation proud. What could you want from this? Beat that with a stick. All I can say now is, over to you, France. What can you do? So what a day for Australia as they've come out world champions in the men's and women's form of the game. They were so gracious after the game, so was Samoa. Fantastic effort from every single team that were involved. New Zealand and Samoa will come again as they have got a taste of a final and now want a taste of victory in a final. That should give them the eye of the tiger. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comments section below, and also what your thoughts are of the game as a total. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed my day of sport, as to be fair, been breaking up perfectly for me. I've had the F1, I've had the women's, I've had Bolton Wanderers, I've had the men's World Cup final, all playing on 4 screens. Brilliant. Enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And what a way to finish the Rugby League World Cup final. A good crowd. It was 67,802 out of the 74,000 that the stadium holds. But we'd have to see what the future holds for the international game in the meantime. As Junior Paulo said in the post-match interview, wants to go away from footy for a little bit and see what the international game holds. He wants more international games, but that's not up to him. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. And the episode, as I always do, by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe. I'll see you in the next episode.